Imagine this. It's 1940. Europe is crumbling. The future looks impossibly bleak. In this dark hour, one man stands before his nation and speaks words that echo through history. That man was Winston Churchill, and his message was one of pure, unyielding defiance. He didn't sugarcoat the situation. He acknowledged the immense danger, the looming threat of invasion. But then, he unleashed a torrent of resolve. "We shall go on to the end," he declared. "We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills." And with that final, powerful promise, he lit a fire in the hearts of millions. We shall never surrender. These weren't just words. They were a declaration of will, a testament to the human spirit's refusal to be broken. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more moments that change the world. Imagine the year is 1940. Darkness is sweeping across Europe. Nation after nation has fallen to the relentless advance of Nazi Germany. France is on the verge of collapse, and the British Expeditionary Force, along with Allied soldiers, is trapped on the beaches of Dunkirk, their backs to the sea. The situation looks utterly hopeless. Britain stands alone, seemingly next in line for invasion. In this desperate hour, one voice rose to defy the encroaching darkness. On June 4th, 1940, Prime Minister Winston Churchill stood before the House of Commons. His task was monumental, to report on the disaster at Dunkirk. Yet somehow, to rally a nation staring into the abyss. What he delivered was not just a speech. It was a declaration of unbreakable will, a masterpiece of rhetoric that would echo through history. He began by acknowledging the gravity of the situation, calling the Dunkirk evacuation a colossal military disaster. He didn't sugarcoat the truth. The losses were immense. But then, he masterfully reframed the narrative. He spoke of the miracle of deliverance, praising the Royal Air Force for its valor in the skies and the countless civilian boats, the little ships, that bravely crossed the channel to rescue the stranded soldiers. He turned a retreat into a story of heroism and resilience. Churchill painted a stark picture of what was at stake. He knew a German invasion was not a matter of if, but when. He had to prepare the British people for the fight of their lives, a fight that would be waged not just by soldiers, but by every single citizen. He had to steel their resolve, to extinguish any thought of surrender, and to ignite a fire of defiance that could never be put out. And this is where he builds to that legendary crescendo. He lists the potential battlegrounds, bringing the threat of invasion from a distant fear into a tangible reality. The fight would come to their homes, their streets, their very shores. His words were a powerful call to arms, a promise of total, unwavering resistance. He said, "We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be." Each phrase builds upon the last, a drumbeat of defiance. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. And then, the final, immortal promise that sealed Britain's fate and defined its spirit. We shall never surrender. With those 4 words, Churchill transformed fear into courage and despair into determination. The speech was a message not only to the British people, but to the entire world, especially the United States. It was a clear signal that Britain would not bow, would not break, and would fight on, alone if necessary. It wasn't a promise of easy victory. It was a promise of enduring struggle. But in that promise, there was hope. The impact was immediate and profound. It unified the country, galvanizing public opinion and strengthening the resolve to resist. Churchill's words became a rallying cry, a source of strength during the darkest days of the Blitz and the long years of war that followed. This speech didn't just report on history, it changed its course. As a timeless lesson in leadership and the incredible power of words to inspire a nation to stand together and face the impossible. Thanks for watching. If you found this piece of history as powerful as I do, please like the video and subscribe for more stories of courage and defiance. See you next time.